This is the first skateboard in the world by Betsy Byers. Since none of my friends knew I was scared of anything, I thought to be a tough little kid. My bravery and the rest of me. I was about 7 years old when I was selected by the neighborhood to test ride the first skateboard in history of the world. I didn't even know what a skateboard was. This was the summer of 1935. Skateboards hadn't even been invented back then, but that did not stop our neighborhood from making one. Here's what went into the first skateboard in the history of the world. One board, 42 assorted nails, one roller skate. Back then, roller skates were made out of metal and could be just adjusted to stretch way out for long feet, which had a lot for us. We stretched this skate out so far it came apart. We suited just fine. We nailed the front half of the skateboard to the front of the board and the back half into the back. Then we turned the board over and hammered the tips of the nails, which had came through the board, down hard. We had a deep respect for nails. We had all stepped on nails at one time or another, and even through the protested all the way to the doctor's office. It wasn't rusty. I swear it wasn't rusty. If you don't believe me, ask Shrunky. He'll tell you it wasn't rusty. We still got a shot. We also had a deep respect for shots. The whole construction took less than 5 minutes. The skateboard was ready to go back. By the time we knew the skateboard, because the leader in the neighborhood, the 6th grade, named B, who wants to go on the skateboard first, there was a silence. Then B answered her own question. Betsy will. There was a sort of echo in the rest. Betsy will, L. And that's how 7-year-old Betsy Alice Cromer got the honor of testing the first skateboard in the history of the world. At the time, I didn't seem like an honor, more like a military duty. And this part is the exposition, intro to the characters and setting, and hints at the conflict. However, we always did what B told us to do. The explanation B told B to often made my mother explode with, and if B told you to stick your head in a lion's mouth, would you? If B told you to jump off the Empire State Building, would you? Well, I was glad it never came to those things. We took skateboard off the top of Mongolia Avenue, which was the street I lived on. Mongolia Avenue was not a steep hill, but the sidewalk had been buckled by roots and of old trees, and it was considered challenging for a skater. We put the skateboard down the sidewalk. B said, "Go ahead, Betsy." I said, "I will." Unfortunately, we were unfamiliar with the skateboards, and we didn't know you were supposed to stand up on them. So I sat down, otherwise I wouldn't have been alive today. I sat, put my feet on the skateboard, and held with the sides with both hands. Somebody gave me a push. I rolled a few inches, but came to a stop at the first wide crack in the sidewalk. They pushed again harder. The same disappointing ride. This hill isn't steep enough, Betsy complained. I vote to take it to Red Hill. Red Hill, oh. And at this part, this is the we are having technical difficulties. Just wait. I do not have a thing for rising action, but this is the part of rising action. It's where the stakes go higher and you just get more excited for the part. And go back to the story. The echo had a scary ring to it. This time because Red Hill was the Alps of the Himalayas and Mount Everest all rolled into one. We weren't allowed to roller skate down Red Hill. We weren't even allowed to ride bikes down it, but nobody had told us we couldn't skateboard down it. We set off in the silence, tense and excitement. My throat was dry and I recently recovered from a broken arm. The results of a daring feat on the monkey bars in Diltworth Park. See, we have been having a contest to see who could hang to the bars by one. The hand the longest, and I held so long my body began to angle out the other side, as if we were going a gymnastic display of agility, which I wasn't. Then I finally let go. I was horizontal on the ground and landed on my elbow and was displeasure by snapping into. I did win the contest, but neither of my parents congratulated me on the win. By the time we reached the top of Red Hill, my left arm was throbbing, a warning like jungle drums, and we reached the top of Red Hill very quickly. Sit down, B said. I didn't want to, but I had to. B had told me to. I sat down on the skateboard. I said, don't push me until I'm ready to go. I'm not ready yet, so don't push me till I say I'm ready. Till I say go. Then when I say go, I only want Wilma to push me. Wilma to push me. Wilma was the weak link in the gang. Until I say go, everybody. Go, everybody stayed back and leave me. The neighborhood gang heard only go, and they pushed me, and I went. Right here is the climax. The most exciting part of the story. Often feel a sigh of relief as it comes out to begin. Closer, clear. This is the climax. The first thing that happened was that all the skin was scraped off my knuckles. I was holding on to both sides of the board, and my weight into the center of the board brought it closer to the road than anticipated. The next thing that happened was three-part miracle. The skateboard broken off the back of the board. The back of the board acted as a brake. The first skateboard in the history of the world. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. That was just a wild cat. I had to get him to scramble off because I'm going deer hunting, like you can tell. And I just have to get him off so I can eat the deer. But the first skateboard in the history of the world ground to halt 20 feet down Red Hill. Here where cries the disappointment of determination. What are you doing? I'm about to. The disappointment determined to re-nail the skate and start all over again. But these cries were drowned out by my own. I knew it wasn't going to work. Look, what I did to my fingers. If you don't know how to make skateboards, don't make skateboards. Anyway, there's no such thing as a skateboard. There will never be. I stormed down the hill. My shouts of outrage turned to whimpers of pain. As I got out of the gang's earshot and saw the damage to my knuckles, I grew silent as I got within earshot of 915 Magnolia Avenue, my home. I like to administer my own first aid kit treatments because I was the only one who knew would stop admiring if it hurt. What have you done now? Mother asked, seeing me at the bloody basin. I have unusual answered, nothing. What have you done now? My mother always added the word now to give the expression what I did a lot of things. And right now, this is the falling action, suspense, ease, and we see how the characters resolve the conflict and happens quickly. I went down Red Hill on a skateboard. A what? A board with a skate on the bottom? I suppose B told you, silence. And if B told you to catch a train to Timbuktu, would you? Probably. So the test ride of the skateboard came with and went without notice, without acclaim. I never got to another one because I would never will. But when I see kids on skateboards doing 180 ollies, ollie impossibles, lip sides, and G-turns, I think to myself, you guys wouldn't believe it to look at me now. I am actually a tester of the first skateboard in the history of the world. And right now, at the end of the story, it's the resolution, how everything turns out. And this was Reading in the Deer Stand with Juston Brune. And we were reading the first skateboard in the world. There's a monster bug coming. Gotta go.